Okay, it looks like we can see each other. All right, hi everybody. So tonight I'm making some hummus and just want to go through a few of the steps, and you'll see the recipe on the channel as well. These are the chickpeas that I soaked overnight in some water and about a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. The apple cider vinegar helps leach out the phytic acid from the chickpeas, and it makes them more digestible. The other thing, as you can see, I've got this big green sheet here of kombu. So when I cooked the chickpeas after the soaking for 24 hours, I cooked it with the kombu, which is a seaweed, and that's going to add in some really great minerals to the whole mix. And people ask me all this time, you can't taste it, but it actually kind of makes the texture a little bit more creamy. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start adding the ingredients to my food processor. Let me just kind of adjust here a little bit so you can see this. So I'm adding everything into the bowl. I don't want to put all the water in because, of course, it would be way too liquid. We're going for just a nice smooth consistency, and the reason I saved the cooking liquid is that I'm going to use it to thin the hummus down as it's whirling up in the food processor. Now, I am not going to leave the camera rolling while this thing goes on, but I'm going to put all the ingredients in and then we'll take a pause. So the chickpeas are in. Let me adjust again. Now I'm going to add in a teaspoon of miso paste. And the miso paste is another ingredient that is going to add in some, fermentation, lactobacillus acid, and super good for your gut microbiome. Now the next thing is tahini. This is a very traditional ingredient. It is a sesame seed paste, has some really great vitamins and calcium, and it's going to add a really healthy fat into the mix for you. Then I've got the juice of 1 lemon going right in. And I'm just going to eyeball this, but it's about a teaspoon of ground cumin. I use a healthy amount of dill. Let me just kind of get this better here so you can see it. So I go about a tablespoon of dill. I really like the flavor of it. And just keep that in mind, like start with the the amounts that we give you in the recipe, but feel free to add and, change it up according to your taste. I'm only going to add a tiny bit of salt in because I just want to see how this ends up being. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start blending, and I'm going to save your ears so I won't be leaving the camera on while I blend, but I'm going to go for 5 to 7 minutes until it gets really smooth. I'm going to add in some more of the cooking water just to keep it, flowing and smooth it down just a little bit at a time. And then I'll probably also add in about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. So I'll get to this, and then we'll meet you back here in about 5 minutes.
Go.
Okay. So the hummus has been blending in the food processor now for about 5 or 6 minutes. I'm gonna take off the lid and show you the consistency. So you want it to be, nice and smooth, and you can see the dill and some of the spices in there. It's really delicious. So what I'm gonna do now is transfer it to my bowl. of the goodness into the bowl. Now, just to finish it off, I have a couple of ingredients that I love to put on the top. One is olive oil. And the other is za'atar, and I'll tell you what that is in just a minute. So, I've got a little bit of olive oil, some chickpeas, because that's what the whole thing is made of. And this is za'atar. This is optional. I just like the flavor. It is a Middle Eastern spice, and it is a combination of sesame seeds, thyme, and sumac, which is a red flower that kind of grows in swamps. Doesn't sound so attractive, does it? But it's delicious, and it adds some really vibrant flavor and color to the top of your hummus. So that is it for today. Thank you so much. Enjoy.